Silviculture is the art and science of controlling the establishment, growth, health, and composition of forest land to meet individual landowner and society as a whole's needs on a sustainable basis. Now, trees are a renewable resource. If you cut them with proper management, they will grow back, or you can reforest with improved seedlings, and those will grow back. Different trees have different rotation ages, different periods of time that they take to grow to certain product specifications. So keeping that in mind, I won't put them on the same level as an agricultural crop like corn, but they can be managed in such a way to provide a continual flow of resources that do actually add benefit to the land. As trees age, they drop branches and drop leaves and different fruits that decompose, add nutrients to the soil. They support wildlife that add their own little, fertilizers and things of that sort to the forest floor. They support ecosystems that do improve the overall, condition of the earth. Provide us with clean air. They, provide us with clean water. So, as a resource, I truly feel they can't really be beat because they can provide us paper products, they can provide us with wildlife benefits, they can provide us with timber to build our homes out of. As research is done, maybe some type of renewable fuel. There's a lot of different reasons to do prescribed fire. You have your, you can burn a cutover like this for site preparation purposes. So looking around here, you've got a lot of tree tops, a lot of wood, like this log right down here, that they're not going to drag that one up and take that to the mill. And you've also got this cover right here on the ground that's, you've got a couple of inches before you really get down to mineral soil here. So, piece of chalk there. So, for site preparation purposes, in order to get, certain pine trees established, on this site, for example, shortleaf pine, it would benefit us to have bare mineral soil exposed so that we can maybe get some seeding from some of the shortleaf that's still standing in the area. And also to reduce the competition. So by burning in here, we're really going to knock out a lot of the grass. We're hopefully going to kill a lot of the hardwood sprouts that are going to come back now that there's a lot of sunlight coming down and hitting this forest floor. A lot of these hardwood stumps are going to put up tons of little sprouts. So by doing a site preparation burn, we can, hopefully eliminate some of that competition. Additionally, we'll provide more planting space by getting rid of a lot of the tree tops and a lot of the branches that are on the forest floor. It also makes it easier for the planting crew to come in here and do a good job on it. For them to be able to walk nice straight lines, not have to climb over piles of things, they can do a better job. And if they don't have to dig through 5 inches of duff like that and they can get to the soil, they're going to plant that tree better. Because the long-term success for a forested stand, it all really comes down to the planting. If they do a bad job, you're going to see the results of that 20 years down the road. Burning can be a touchy issue. Many people do understand the benefits of it, and I feel like it's coming along. I feel like more and more people are kind of understanding that, forest management isn't just about 2x4s. It's about creating different types of wildlife habitat. It's about, aesthetic management. It's about, bringing back diminishing species like longleaf and shortleaf pine, which are both very, very dependent on fire. They absolutely need fire to become established and thrive. So I think people are coming along, and there are groups like the North Carolina Prescribed Fire Council. They do a lot of good work with these types of things, really try to promote the fact that prescribed fire is beneficial to our state's ecosystems. So people are coming around, but the timber buyer who came in here and walked this site after we'd cruised it and put the invitation to bid out, his primary job is to come on out here, take an inventory of the timber, cruise the timber, and break it up into product, and then find buyers for these various products. And from that, he can get an idea of how much he's willing to pay us for the timber resources on the property. So when he walked through here, he saw these nice, straight, tall pine trees with little to no defect on them whatsoever. And these are actually going to turn into telephone poles. So there's a mill nearby that has an interest in poles, and these trees fit the specs, the diameter and the height and the taper, all threw them into the correct category for telephone poles. So the reason they're not taking them out right now is, as you can imagine, if you look over in that forest stand, if we were to harvest a tree, it would hit about 10 more trees on its way down to the forest floor, and it might break the top out, it might put a big gash in the side of the trunk. So the reason for leaving them standing is there's a wide open space to cut these trees down and then, lay them right on the forest floor so that they stay intact in good shape and he can get the most possible out of them. If we're going to harvest timber on the station lands, we want everything utilized. We don't want them to just cut things to cut things. We want it utilized, put back into the economy, and properly utilized. That's a major factor of forest management, is we want it put to the best use. Some of the chip harvesting for the biofuel stuff, it could be beneficial to us. I handled a couple of jobs up in Virginia where we actually had a chip harvester come in after the fact and drag all this stuff out and put it through a chipper. And it actually saved the particular landowner that we were working with a substantial amount of money, because they cleaned up the forest floor to a point where we didn't have to burn it. We didn't really have to apply a site preparation chemical on it, and we were able to just go in and straight plant it and save that landowner about $150 an acre. Is what it came out to in savings. So that was one good thing about it. And the other use that I've experienced with that chip harvesting of logging debris is in some areas you just can't burn. So if you have a hospital next to your house or a neighborhood or some type of residential development, you're not going to burn them. The smoke management guidelines will prevent you from burning that, and rightly so. You don't want to drift smoke right through a neighborhood like that. So that's another option for landowners to clean up their timberland. And also there's a possibility that that could help market some of the more marginal timberland that we have in the state. Many people have forest land that's been cut over multiple times, maybe hasn't been managed as intensely or properly as it should have been. And oftentimes the best way to come back from something like that is to start from scratch. So by creating a market for those types of forest products that aren't seen as traditionally valuable, like saw timber or pulpwood, that's an opportunity for landowners to kind of get their land back into shape. But more research, they're doing more and more research on it, and I'm eager to learn more about it as, that whole aspect of forest management progresses.